What's up, everyone? Special check-in here with Digon Esports. Joining me is former head coach of Immortals in Flyquest.
Doesn't sound right yet.
Yeah. Alexi Taranda, also known as Sharkz. Normally I don't get to talk to coaches after things end up. So kind of the goal of this is to figure out what you saw with the year, what you learned, what you're going to miss about the project, the idea behind the project, and what you would like to do moving forward, I think is a good thing. So why don't we start the idea for the project for Immortals 2024?
The idea didn't change. 2-year project, find the core roster, the core players throughout the first year, throughout 2024 year, develop people. And I think most of the important is set standards, set structure, and set culture for the League of Legends of Immortals. And I think that's where we started from. We started with showing players how things are going to be done, how it's going to look to scrim on Immortals, how intense we want the scrims to be, what are our rules, being late to the office, what happens if you're late to the office, and etc. It was just setting the fundamentals and pretty much building the project from scratch.
Do you feel like you accomplished that?
Oh, hell yeah. I feel very confident. I'm sure even like chatting with players, chatting to staff, I think everything we've done in spring, it's not going to be like scratch and they will do it from the bottom again.
Yeah.
They're going to continue what we've built in spring. In terms of culture, in terms of rules, in terms of our League of Legends playbook, in terms of our macro concept and hierarchy, the way how we think in-game, how we make a decision, it's going to be there. I know players are grateful. They messaged me that they're grateful for the standards that I set. I think it was the biggest difference. I think, let's say, if some of our player standards were here, let's say, the bottom maybe team standards and mid-tier team standards, I think our standards are pretty high. Like our standards is like championship standards for LCS, You give up a choke on Dragon, it's not okay. Like it might cost us a game. You will not time flash and you will not be able to use an opportunity in a skirmish or a fight because you missed time flash. It's not okay because it might cost you your team fight, it might cost you your game. You will misplay in a lane where it's your win condition. You cannot just say, I misplayed a lane, whatever, go next game.
Yeah.
No, because in LCS match, when you have only 4 in game specifically, it might cost you a game. So I think we did an incredible job in spring is changing things that maybe were okay for them previously.
Yeah.
Now they are not okay. And I think that's probably what players would be the most grateful for,
Where do you think the transition from your scrims, because we heard all these amazing things about the scrims and the scrim results and how successful you were, to stage, where do you think that transition kind of like fell apart?
So in scrims we were pretty dominant, confident. We played 221 games in total, 62% win ratio, and it was going better and better throughout the split. And I think maybe it sometimes even gave us fake data where, we're dominant in scrims, so maybe we don't need to play our limit on stage where I don't want to I feel like some of our players had the mindset, I don't want to lose a game. Because instead of like, our mindset was a bit, and especially I think John Armao can confirm it, I think mindset was a bit like, I'd rather not make a play that might cost us the game, so I might play a bit safe.
Yeah. And
by the end of the regular season, unfortunately, it didn't pay off yet, but I'm sure it's going to pay out in summer. The mindset switched to championship mindset, that's how we call it in Immortals.
Yep.
If there is a play that I think I need to make because I believe it's the best possible play for us to win the game, I'm going to go for it. And if I lose the game, I lose the game. It is what it is. And I think that was even right now I'm getting goosebumps. I think that's where was the biggest shift, especially I would say in Armao.
Yeah.
And I'm confident, let's say I saw how much flack Armao got on Reddit, on the Immortals Discord. I think some of this flack is undeserved. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the collarbone, the pillar of Immortals in Summer Split. And I think he will have this moments where he will have a game-winning plays in summer. Meanwhile, might have a couple game-losing plays as well. So that's something I'm very, very happy about as we as staff managed to achieve.
Yeah.
Because the mindset shift that he had from beginning of the split by the end of the split in practice, I've never seen anything like that. Never. Like it was in esports coaching for 7 years, especially when he's been in the scene for a while. It was very, very impressive. So props to John.
I've heard my part of how things played out in the end as Immortals made the decision to move on from you. What was that process like?
Devastated. I didn't know what's coming. If you would give me 10,000 opportunities to guess how the day would look like, we've already been streaming Immortals during our off-season playoff prep. Immortals, we were streaming C9, sorry. There were not too many conversations, not too many meetings in advance. The last meeting I had with their upper management was like late February. People seemed happy. I didn't get too much criticism or direction. There was a clear plan for off-season, what we want to work on. Felt like from speeches and vibes that no changes are coming in summer, no player changes, no stamp changes. It was made clear by upper management.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, out of the blue, I just get pulled in a meeting and say my contract is terminated. It sucked. I wasn't ready for it, neither emotionally nor mentally, because the amount of passion I had for the project is quite insane. I was very, very committed and very, very ready for Summer Split as well with the same group of guys, and blows.
When you think about next split, what is the thing that you're gonna be disappointed the most that you're not gonna be able to do and count for?
Should I speak from Immortal stuff or for myself?
For yourself.
For myself, okay. I've been coaching for 7 years.
Yeah.
I think the project I've been proud the most is Giants and Agarok. It's like when I was able to choose a roster, build a roster from scratch, and achieve something.
Yeah.
In Spain, we had top 5 budget. We made to EMEA Masters. We made to finals with Giants. In Agarok, maybe top 15, top 20 budget in Europe. Won EMEA Masters, didn't lose a single game in playoffs. Won Polish League as well and won off-season tournaments. But I knew I'm good enough to lead the project, to build a project in ERA, like secondary league, right? But next level is LCS.
Sure.
Can I join a project from scratch and do a money ball? Like, can I get low budget? Can I get maybe not the best players in their roles? Can we have a better structure, better team play? Can I have that impact on a higher level? And Immortals was the first year when I felt like I'm finally ready. I think all my 3 years on Flyquest, structure-wise, I was getting like a bit more confidence regarding what is important and what is not important. Sometimes I wasn't managed to be myself because, let's say, I got to work with players like Impact, right? But I wasn't a head coach. But it's like you're not sure if you can be yourself when you kind of come from like ERL system or like from mid-tier team, bottom-tier team, and you work with a guy who have very high standards, who won Worlds before, who won LCS multiple times. So I was getting more and more confidence throughout my time on Flyquest. But what's most important, being able to work with players like Prince, Impact, Vulcan, Afremu, so many other people, my assistant coach Richard, like I can continue naming all those great people I got to experience and work on Flyquest. I picked up so much game knowledge, so much details about every other role that after the 3 years on Flyquest, I felt completed as a head coach to lead the project in LCS, where I thought, okay, this is the time where not only my leadership qualities, my idea of the structure, my traditional sports background, but as well as my League of Legends macro game knowledge is finally ready to lead the project with details and be able to elevate their League of Legends gameplay as well. Where, for example, right, if you give me a roster with Prince and Impact and you would tell me to head coach it, I wouldn't probably be able to put high standards of League of Legends because the reality is they're just smarter, they're better about details, they're smarter. But after spending time with them, seeing how they think, seeing how they problem solve, and now coming into Immortals, I can confidently say is I managed to improve our details, I managed to help players individually, I managed to improve our like team gameplay as 5.
Yeah.
And the Spring Split, screaming against all these teams and being able to go from like terrible win rate and getting stomped into like confidently beating teams from like top 3 teams because of our team play, because how fast we're on the map, how well we play for the objectives. Our details in team fights are better. Our details on Dragon setups are better. Our macro sometimes is more creative. We're not as one-dimensional as some other team. The Spring Split gave me confidence that finally all this knowledge I've been building up and been getting ready for this project for 7 years is there. And I was just, Summer Split was like the result, will the result be there? The goal was top 6. After, screaming and seeing the players level, we changed this goal together with players to top 4 next in the Summer Split. And I was so ready to see if these fundamentals and the cultures that we built in Spring Split, will we be able to transition it into result in Summer Split? And that's what I regret about the most, because I won't know. Like for me, that moment of where we're gonna be by the end of August, that's for me was the most important part in my career in terms of like next checkpoint. Next checkpoint, can I build together with my staff members, the project from scratch on a highest level, in the region that you're coaching, and achieve the goal. And that's what hurts the most.
Yeah. What's next? I know it's been pretty recent, but
yeah.
What are some considerations on your mind?
Oh, yeah. Let's be very transparent, right? Let's be very transparent and honest. Passion is there, no doubt. I'm not addicted. I'm just very passionate about League of Legends coaching. I love League of Legends. Still play more solo queue probably than some of my players this season.
Yeah.
Passion to coaching is there. Like every review, I dance, I jump, I pretend I'm a champion. I show with my body language how to hold a choke. We got the incredible Immortals playbook. You know how sports teams have playbook. We had so much fun. Passion is there, and I wanna still try to achieve the same goal. I wanna try to get the projects that will give me time and support to be able to build the project from scratch. Ideally, maybe a project with like a little bit of rookies, a little bit of veterans. I'm very confident in my capability to lead the program as a head coach, and now I'm confident on the high level. I don't think we as a staff failed on Immortals. I don't think I failed on Immortals. From the inside, I can with 100% honesty and hand on my heart say the Spring Split was a success. The reality is I'm 28 years old, my daughter 4 years and a half, the esports budget's going a bit down. What I'm scared about, if I was single, I would be hella down to go back to ERL, EMEA Masters, rebuild it from scratch, prove myself again, go, to like French team, Spanish team, German team, build a program. I'm not sure if as a 28-year-old with family, I can afford it with current financial situation in League of Legends. For sure gonna check all the options. If I'm gonna find a project that is very committed to get on the highest level in ERL, let's say the goals of winning EMEA Masters, building the project, promoting people, finding rookies, good scouting structure, etc. Hella down. But definitely the end goal is highest competition, LCS, head coach role, look to lead the project from scratch. That is my motivation. So let's see how the off season goes. LCS season just started, LCS season and playoff. Down to prove myself again. Any interview process, any tests that organizations might want to throw me, any dialogues that managers want to have, players want to have, hella down.
Final thank yous to anyone that you'd like to pass those out.
Yeah, maybe we should have started with it. I'm very grateful for my time in Immortals. I think players, staff clearly knew their responsibilities. Let's do stuff first. Thank you, Robert, James, and Joey. I think I think we're pretty understaffed for LCS, for high-level program, and I think we found what's important for us. How do we keep track of fundamentals, and how do we do the boring work sometimes to make sure that the consistency is there. Yeah. So thank you to all of you guys. Sometimes I've been a bit too emotional. Sorry about it, but we've done great. We've done great things. 2 players specifically, Castleman. He is the next impact in Core GJ. He will stay in LCS, and he will be the next Korean who is impacting our region in a positive way. John, mindset shift. John Shelby, keep rocking, man. Summer Split is yours. Mask, unfortunately didn't perform on stage as well as in Praxis. I think now with John and other people stepping up a bit and him fixing some of his individual bad habits, he will be like top 3 mid laner by all pro votes for sure in summer. His standards is very high. His ceiling is incredibly high. For sure, is a player with a high ceiling on Immortals. So no doubt, we want to say props to Shippy. I think Shippy did an incredible job with Mask on Unicorns of Love. And now I feel more confident. I'm like, did player work with Shippy? Yeah, bring him on board. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Eddie, very creative player. He was the bridge between me and every other player. He's like, if I couldn't click with John about level 1 prep or preparation, Eddie would help me translate John's yapping sometimes.
Yeah.
And since Eddie understands Korean, sometimes he would even translate when Koreans talk Koreans to each other to us or to John. Justin Kim, man, Justin Kim. Justin Kim used the AI to create a song about himself, and we've been listening to the song in the scream room every day. It starts with when Justin Kim walks in the room, and we were having so much fun. Man, Justin Kim, keep being passionate. I love it. Working with Afro Justin Kim is amazing because when players are 29, 30 years old and they still get the passion and they still get the experience, Justin Kim is an incredible engager. His talent on melee support is insane. He is a trigger point for Immortals, and has very, very big value on the roster. I'm sure that how we've done in Spring Split, the guys just gotta keep it simple, be focused, and whoever comes as a head coach role, I'm sure the guy's gonna do fine. The seed is planted. The seed is planted. I just hope that whoever comes next, not gonna 360 degrees there, because I think what we've done in Spring Split is good.
Which has happened a lot at Immortals. But again, just having known you over the time and hearing your ideas on the game and leadership, just wanted to give you opportunity to kind of flesh things out. So thanks again. Appreciate you, Sharkz.
Thank you.
Best of luck with everything in the future.
Thank you.
All right.
I think not bad.
I think that was good. Nothing burned down.
I think not bad.